We go to the law. The problem with some of us is just because we are literate, we think that we can read the Constitution. But you have to read 1,000,000 books to understand how you can possibly interpret that innocent-looking, innocuous-looking clause in our Constitution. And you have to wait for the Supreme Court to tell you what it actually means. Because the Constitution is what the Supreme Court says it is. It is not what some person who just knows how to read and write and is therefore qualified as literate says it should be. To settle questions of constitutional law, that power is granted only to the Supreme Court. Please, Mr. Chairman, Senator Gingona, please allow me now to proceed to a very humble constitutional analysis. Constitutional law consists not only of the Constitution, but also of the cases decided by the Supreme Court on constitutional grounds. So you cannot just say that just because you are literate and can read the Constitution in the same manner that you read a newspaper account or a best-selling book, that you already know what the Constitution says. Constitution plus cases decided by the Supreme Court equals constitutional law. That is what the Supreme Court said. That is the only authoritative interpretation of those provisions of the Constitution that I have just read. They are not supposed to be interpreted by that group downstairs. I had to lie down in our lounge, and I was bombarded with the whining and the moaning and the groaning of all those people who seem to think that just because there is a Constitution as a printed document, every person and his mother has a right to interpret it. That is bodacious disregard of the Constitution, which is supreme in our country.